What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Sports Report podcast. Today we got Kid the Gamer, Black Magus, and Nick Too Quick with me. All right, man. Let's just jump straight into this. The MVP race. Who do y'all think's gonna win?
Which,
Hey, what sport? Which one you talking about?
yeah, which
The
one?
NFL. NFL.
Oh, I don't know.
I would like to actually see DeMarco Murray win it, but I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Nick, you got anything to say before I go?
I'm gonna just say Aaron Rodgers because I really don't know much about football, but I see.
MVP of the NFL. It will be. I don't know, because Tony Romo was making it complicated right now, and what the Dallas Cowboys supposedly being America's team. They might throw it to him like out of nowhere, but I can't see nobody overtaking Aaron Rodgers just because of the fact that he finished out that game. Had he not finished out that game in Week 17, it could have possibly went to Romo. Although, like they said, DeMarco Murray has been doing his thing as well. But I feel like, as a running back, you probably have to have like an AP type of year. And looking at his stats, well, I mean, although he did break some records, he broke some franchise records, but I don't think he did it on the level that Adrian Peterson did a few years ago. So I'm going to roll with my boy Aaron Rodgers on that one.
I was gonna say Romo just because they're not going 12-4 every year, and Romo has the highest QBR in the NFL. So
and then you got to think Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you might as well give it to him every damn year.
Yeah, they can go 12-4 every year.
And he's going to throw up the same stats every year. It's like.
And what's crazy, he could have won. Like, even that year that AP won, I didn't even know he was even in that race because he wasn't really – that year they wasn't really, televised like that. Well, the media didn't really have Aaron Rodgers in that race. It was always just AP and Peyton Manning. But even that year he could have potentially won it. So, I don't know. I think I got to roll with my boy. That's my boy, man. That's the hometown hero right now.
Yeah, I mean it would be cool if Romo won it. If Rodgers won it, hey, I can't complain.
But yeah,
I don't think you can complain with anybody who
too.
gets it this year.
Yeah, Tony Romo's my guy too. So I mean, I wouldn't mind who won. I mean, I wouldn't mind if either one of them guys won it. But for a running back to win it, I just think you gotta have like what AP did that one year where he almost went for the NFL record and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and I think if he didn't get hurt in the middle of the season, he could have got it. Because you got to think, he had 8 straight 100-yard games. Nobody's had never done that. Not even AP. He started off the season hot, and he hurt his hand, and that's the only reason I think he didn't challenge the record.
Yeah. Yo, Will, did you tweet out this link? Because I retweeted it and stuff like that. I haven't seen it. Oh, there you go.
No.
Okay.
All right, it should be up there now. All right. Next, let's talk about this playoff game that's going on right now with Arizona and the Cardinals, Arizona and the Panthers. All right. Right now, Arizona's up 14-13. So, y'all got any thoughts on that?
I'm surprised. I didn't think Ryan Lindley could actually throw a touchdown for real. But I guess he learned last week, huh?
Yeah, they're down to the third-string quarterback now.
And see, that's the thing with this game. I didn't really know what to expect out of this Cardinals team, seeing as Carolina's defense hasn't been that good this year. But I feel like I'm gonna roll with the Panthers in this game just because I feel like they'll do better against the Seahawks than Arizona. I feel like they can put up more points than the Cardinals against that Seahawks defense. So I don't know, but Cam Newton, he's so shaky. You don't know what you're gonna get from Cam, man.
Yeah.
That Cardinals offense ain't ever since what's his name, Carson Palmer went down. They haven't been the same offensively. I think their defense is legit, but their defense I think has always been like their secondary, and Seattle ain't really got a. They're not gonna really go in the air like that, and so I don't know if they'll be able to stop the run like the Panthers would against that team. So hopefully, the Panthers win that game. So we'll see.
Yeah, and then the Cardinals can't run the ball.
That's the thing. Yeah.
In the playoffs, you need to run the ball. You have to. You can't do anything without some type of running game to keep the defense honest.
All right, the next game we got is the Ravens and the Steelers, but Le'Veon Bell is out for this game. So who do y'all think is going to win this one?
I got Pittsburgh. Right now, Ben Roethlisberger don't need a running back the way he's playing. And Baltimore's been so shaky, especially over the last 4 weeks. I mean, some of the games they dropped, they haven't been running the ball with Forsett anymore. What's his name? Quarterback. Damn, I forgot his name just that quick. But that's how he's been playing. That you want to forget him.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco's been playing. He's been so shaky.
Haloti Ngata is returning from his 4-game suspension for this game too. So.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, that's gonna help. But what type of shape is he in? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see Baltimore winning this at all. I don't even think it's gonna be competitive.
I don't know. I think, you know what? I got a lot of Ravens fans, you know, that check out my channel and stuff like that, and what they talk, you know. I believe, and I got a friend of mine that gets on my nerve with the Steelers, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I believe that the Ravens could potentially win this game, depending on if the Steelers show up or not. 'Cause you know how they had those games where they just blow games for like no reason. And Ravens seem to always had a number, so to speak. They seem to always go at it, both of those teams. I don't know how many times they faced each other the last few years in the playoffs, but they always seem to find a way to play each other. And I can see the Ravens showing up. If Joe Flacco can get going early, if he can put some points on the board early, I can see them potentially winning that game. But then again, with this game, I don't know who to call. It's kind of hard to call because, like I said, the Steelers, they had their moments where they don't show up. And then same thing with the Ravens. They had their moments when they don't even show up. So
I'm looking at the stats right now. Joe Flacco is 0-2 versus the Steelers in the playoffs with 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
But you know what? He always wins at least one playoff game. It seems.
Yeah, he wins. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
He wins at least one playoff game.
Yeah, so.
Seeing as they ain't got Bell either, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't pick the Steelers. I don't know.
They're at home, so I give them the edge with that, at least. It's gonna be an interesting game. It definitely is gonna be.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be. I'm definitely gonna be watching that game.
It's gonna be the second best game of the weekend, probably.
What you think gonna be the first game?
Cowboys and Lions.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game too. You're right.
And tomorrow, speaking of the Cowboys and Lions, they play tomorrow. But next we got Cincinnati and the Colts. But A.J. Green is out. So, I don't know. I can't see Cincinnati winning that game anymore.
Yeah, but I don't believe in the Colts. That's the thing.
I mean, at least the Colts are healthy.
Yeah.
But I can't pick Cincinnati. Like, I just can't.
I mean, don't blame you because they have done nothing in the playoffs, like, in a long time.
They haven't won. I think ever since Marvin Lewis became a head coach. I think it's been 8-9 years. He hasn't won one playoff game.
Nope, he hasn't.
He just lost one of their weapons.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, but they got the talent. That's the only thing about it. They got so much talent on their team, and I don't. And like I said in my one video, it all depends on if Andrew Luck shows up or not.
Right.
You know, last year he had threw like 7 picks in 2 games, in 2 playoff games. So if Andrew Luck shows up, it should be an easy game for the Colts.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah, I'm worried about which Andrew Luck's gonna show up. That's the thing.
That's the thing, yeah. See, but I think Andrew Luck, he seemed like a smart enough guy. I think he's gonna learn from last year, and I think he's gonna do his thing this year. But I don't know. They so up and down. You don't know what you're gonna get from either one of these teams. I think like the first game you play in the playoffs is probably it's like the hardest game to play. It seemed like everybody's like nervous or something.
Yeah, they're trying to get used to the field.
Yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen. That game, see, a lot of these games is just they can go either way. Honestly, they can go either way.
That's true.
Yo, Nick, man, where you at?
I to be honest, I don't know. Like, I'm not a football person. I'm like just pure basketball. So
yeah, this last football game is Detroit and Dallas. With Ndamukong Suh winning his appeal, I don't know. This makes this game interesting now. I think I'm gonna pick Dallas, but by a touchdown, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I think Dallas is gonna win. They got momentum right now. They're playing fucking ridiculous.
The only reason why they wouldn't win is Calvin Johnson because they haven't played like a receiver like that all year.
Calvin Johnson hasn't done nothing all year.
Right, he's been slumming this year.
Calvin Johnson is done.
Wait, you think he's done?
He's done. Calvin Johnson is done.
I don't think he's done.
Dez Bryant about to show out this game. Dez Bryant gonna put the NFL. He gonna put the world on notice that he's the #1 receiver in the game.
I don't know if I'd like write off Calvin Johnson.
He's done.
I don't think he's done. I mean, he hasn't been playing good, but I don't think he's done, especially with the Cowboys secondary.
He getting up there in age now. I think he 30, 31.
Yeah, but I mean, look at people like Anquan Bolden still playing good. Yo.
I don't know, Cal. Unless he done with that team, unless he want to go somewhere else. I don't know. I ain't been liking what I've been seeing.
Yeah, no, lately because he got shut down that last game of the season. That was weird to me. I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah, he's not looking good. But it's playoff time. I'm not counting Calvin Johnson out.
I don't trust Matthew Stafford. I don't trust the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. I don't blame you about the Matthew Stafford.
You don't know who you're gonna get from that. Now you know what? The Lions, they have the talent to make a run in this playoffs. They
should have won that division. They should have had a better record.
They had a chance, you know.
The defensive players and the offensive players they got, they should be a better team, but they're so inconsistent.
They offense, yeah, there you go. I think their defense is. I mean, if Nick Fairley was still playing, I think they probably would have won maybe an extra game, maybe.
Yeah.
But those are the Detroit Lions. I know they lose games that you think they would have won, but I mean, their record honestly this year wasn't that bad. They did better than what I expected them to do. I thought they was gonna collapse since week 8. I thought they was gonna have a free fall since then. If you look at last year, when the Lions and the Bears was like #1 in that, or like the 1A and 1B in the division last year after Aaron Rodgers went down, I didn't even think we was gonna make the playoffs that year until they start losing games.
All right. Yeah, they usually collapse. They do.
So they normally collapse, but Dallas is not always good at home. Detroit has the potential to take that game if they let those bright lights get to them. I know Jerry Jones probably gonna throw a big ass concert tomorrow. So
yep.
It should, like I said, that one should be a good game. Hopefully, my boy Tony Romo show up, man, because everybody is always clowning him and things like that. So hopefully, my boy show up, man. I wouldn't mind a Packers versus the Cowboys type of game. That'd actually be a good game too.
That would be a good game, and I don't think people should knock Romo that much. I've always been saying it. I mean, and this is coming from somebody who's actually a Redskins fan, so I should hate everything Dallas, but I've never thought that he was that bad of a quarterback. I just thought that the team was just a mess.
The defense always put him. Yeah, the defense always put him in a bad spot.
And the offensive line has never been that great until this year. All of a sudden the offensive line started to click, and now he's playing better. The running game's stronger. They're not putting all the weight on his shoulders to lead the game. They letting DeMarco Murray do his thing, run 20+ times, get his 100 yards. They don't put too much pressure on him, and he's been able to just play his game. And now he's having the best season of his career.
That's the thing. I was looking at the stats. They used to pass the ball 60% of the time. Now it's down to 51%.
Yeah,
so
and that's
Marco's getting the ball 49% of the time on offense.
Yeah, you have to balance your offense. I mean, you look at some of the teams that win all the time or that play the best. It's like, okay, a lot of people talk about how great Tom Brady is, but ever since the Patriots went to that pass-first philosophy, they haven't won shit. They haven't won a thing. Before, when they were a more balanced team, they were doing fine. They won 3 Super Bowls. Once they put the onus on Brady to carry everything,
once they got caught.
Yeah.
Once they got caught cheating, that's when everything went down the hill. That's when they stopped winning Super Bowls. They can't read people plays no more. None of that going on. I can't stand the Patriots. I can't stand the Patriots. I just can't.
Most people can't.
I got too many people that's around me that's always talking about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. It's been that debate lately, and I ain't heard
You know
from
what
them
the
since.
thing I hate about? I mean, I won't say I have a thing against the Patriots, but I do have a thing against a lot of Patriots fans. Because I remember when nobody even knew they existed. And it was like they won those couple of Super Bowls, and it's like all of a sudden everybody in the world became a Patriots fan.
Man, my cousin was born and raised in Milwaukee, supposedly diehard Patriot fan. I said, get out of here.
Yeah, like no, nobody cared about the Patriots until like they won that Super Bowl against Philadelphia and had the 3, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, yeah, I'm a Patriots fan.
Philly should have won that year. They should have won. They should have won that year.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody who played the Patriots in the Super Bowl should have won. Patriots have not like won a Super Bowl outright ever.
They win all these.
Look at it, it's always the other team goes up, their last drive, they drive down, Vinatieri kicked the field goal.
Yep.
And that was it. You know, they always had the last minute drive to kick the field goal. The Rams, they came like that close to beating them. Who else?
Carolina.
Carolina had them.
That was my squad.
Dude botched that kickoff. He botched that kickoff. That's the only reason they won.
That was my squad, man.
You know, and like you said, Philadelphia, they had a chance too, but they botched it too.
T.O. came out of he was injured, I think, leading up to that game.
He hadn't played because he broke his leg right.
Something with his leg. Yep.
Yeah. So you can't pass. You gotta balance your offense. That's why Seattle is looking so good, and that's why, as much as Aaron Rodgers do, Eddie Lacy, he helps keep the defense honest.
Eddie Lacy gonna have to if we do meet up with the Seahawks, Eddie Lacy is gonna have to get off, man. I think this Seahawks. I think we have a better chance against this Seahawks team than we did in the first week because we didn't play our style of offense. They was only playing one side of the field, and you can't win football games playing one side of the field. And then they only ran the ball like I don't know how many times, but I know Eddie Lacy wasn't even in the game like that. The offensive line, some of them guys was rookies in there, so that was like their first game. So I think if we play them a second time around, I feel like we can take those boys. But I hope they get put out before we meet them, though.
That'd be a good game, though. That would be a damn good game.
Yeah, that would. That would be.
All right, y'all want to talk about these rumors of LeBron leaving Cleveland again?
We'll let Nick go first.
Yeah, we'll let Nick go first.
Yeah. It's your time to shine, basketball boy.
Well, I mean, I gotta get somebody else. I gotta hear somebody else first. I just gotta hear somebody else first.
Basically, what I heard was that he told Wade that if Cleveland doesn't work out, they're gonna do big and better things again when they team up. So,
okay. Okay. I'm kind of 50-50 about LeBron did all of it just to go home, because he just wanted to go home, and then also another side of me is leaning towards that he just wanted to go for a younger and more stacked team.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel that Miami's team is forever better than this Cleveland team, and if he does leave, like I think I told you this when he was on PS4, if he does leave, he has to win every championship after that, because if he doesn't, it'll be complete utter disaster and just ugliness on his career.
That's why I think he left the first time. I think he was waiting for them to get #1 picks because they knew they would, and get Kyrie, and then get Wiggins so you can trade for Love, and then he goes back. It's like the perfect story. But he acts like he's the hometown hero, and really he was just waiting for them to lose more.
I mean, well, when he first got there, they did have Wiggins, and I personally feel Wiggins. I think the way Andrew Wiggins is now, he's better than Kevin Love. I mean, even though he's like 17 still, like he's like just about to turn 18, and they was showing clips of everything because they was like training and they was like in camps and stuff, and they was playing, they was balling. But I think they went the approach of let's get this person who's already established a little bit in the league, and because we don't want to make the like go along the lines of just making like the assumption that he may get better, and they just wanted to get somebody who's already established. Which personally, I don't think Kevin Love is a good player. He's a good rebounder. Like he'll get you 10 and 10 every night, or 17 and 10. But he ain't the reason. You see him. He's
a stretch four. Like he wants to shoot threes instead of just getting inside and dominating in the post.
But he rebounds though, so that's one of them things. But I don't know. I think Andrew Wiggins still would have been a better fit than Kevin Love.
Yep. I feel like I was gonna say I feel like that trade shouldn't. I thought they overreacted on that trade. I think they should have honestly kept Anthony Bennett and Andrew Wiggins, because the way that they got Love playing, they could have put Bennett in that role. Coming off screens and shooting threes. You could have just saved Bennett for that. And you have, and then the problem is they having problems on the defensive end of the floor.
Nor do they rebound. Yeah,
and that's where Andrew Wiggins would have came in. They could have used that athleticism. They could have had Andrew at the 2, and they could have still had him starting and things like that. And I think he would have, like I said, they would have been a lot better. As for LeBron leaving, I just have unless it really goes bad, like they get put out like in the first round or something, I can't really see him leaving. I can't see him going through all that and then trying to go to another team unless it's just that bad. Or unless he just
first round, like he's never been put out the first round.
They get put out the first round. I can see it being, a whole storyline, especially with him only having a 1-year deal. And then him, LeBron gonna milk that up. He probably have another decision or whatever. I don't know what LeBron gonna do.
Broadcasters.
If he does that again, I swear.
But,
can't leave at this point.
Yeah, the teams that have the cap space, he could go. He can go to the Lakers. He can go to the Knicks.
He can't leave at this point.
But he can't leave. That's the thing. You can't write a letter like that and then be like, I'm gonna leave again. No,
that would be lost all credibility. And honestly, I figured they weren't going to be that good because it's the same thing it was in Miami. They weren't that good in the beginning. Plus,
the Cavs weren't that good before he got there.
What?
Yeah, I know, but honestly, I think that
the Cavs wasn't that good before he got there.
Oh, I thought you said they were good.
Yeah, man. No, I think he breaks their chemistry, to be quite honest. Because now you got two people who gotta have the ball in their hand. Because Irvin is actually a good point guard.
Yeah.
Control the offense. But LeBron has to control the offense. He's always played with the ball in his hand. He's never played on a team where he didn't take the ball up the court.
He's a point forward.
I think you have problems with them figuring out who's going to initiate the offense at first. And I think that's why somebody like Love gets lost, because he's the guy you got to set up.
Yeah.
And they don't know what they don't have their game plan, and then they got a new coach too. It's just in that.
It was too much learning. I was gonna say it's too much going on. When the big three came together, they all signed in on they was gonna take a sacrifice. They was gonna fall back.
Right.
Although at the first couple months it didn't seem like that. But then again, I think Wade understood. I think he knew what he was trying to do. I think he was just trying to get them to the to the playoffs, and then they'll go from there. But I think he was grooming LeBron to take over the team eventually.
Right.
But this year, like I said, Kyrie, they say that Kyrie, probably knew LeBron was coming, which is why he signed the extension and stuff like that. But I don't think those boys knew. Cause I kind of figured before he even got there, it was going to be problems, because even before LeBron got there, the Cavs, they had their chemistry issues before he even got there, and they damn near got the same team. Well, at least the core of it is still the same. With Deion, because Deion and Kyrie was getting into it. About getting their touches and stuff like that. And so I was wondering how they was even going to move that ball around as much, to give everybody their touches. I remember I seen I think it was a Vine or a GIF or whatever it was.
Yeah, waiter. He's like
calling for the ball. Yeah, he was calling for the ball. LeBron just pushed him up. Them boys is young, man. They still trying to get paid.
Exactly. And they're still learning how to play together. Whereas when he came into Miami, Wade's already been there. Bosh already been there.
He already knew
it. Besides a bunch of veterans like Mike Miller and all there who already been there to surround around him. Shane Battier and all of them. They know their roles.
Yeah.
These dudes don't know their roles yet. And, none of them have ever been in a winning situation.
None of them even been in the playoffs.
Exactly. So they don't know how to play that way.
And they still trying to get their money. Kyrie got his money, but Deion's still trying to get his money.
Exactly.
I think Love is gonna actually. I think his stock might drop depending on how bad somebody want him. But his money might have been put in put on the line and stuff like that. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can't.
I think they should have had a better coach to handle that
I
situation.
mean, but that's the thing. They didn't. I don't know if they honestly knew LeBron was coming back before they got that coach.
Yeah, everybody thought he was gonna stay in Miami. Dwayne Wade thought he was gonna stay in Miami. He took the pay cut thinking he was about to come back.
That's the thing. That's why I don't like LeBron, man. Because if you're gonna leave, you're gonna leave, it was plenty free agents out there. We could have went after Kyle Lowry. Cause they could have used that as that upgrade at point guard.
Oh,
I forgot who else was out there. But I mean, LeBron, if you're gonna leave, let them know. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna leave before you make that decision. It don't take a day before and be like, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I mean, I can see why the Cleveland Cavalier fans is upset in that franchise because you holding their money, man, during the free agency. You can't do that. You ain't got that much.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he held them out, and then we had to, we re-signed. We overpaid for. I feel like we overpaid for Chris Bosh.
I don't think he should have got that contract. No.
So, but I mean,
Bosh holding it down this year though.
I mean, he doing his thing, but I mean, he ain't worth that.
Yeah, he's not a contract player.
I think he got paid more for this contract than he got paid when they first signed on with each other.
He did, yeah.
And Bosh was a better player back then.
I'm just saying that the days that Dwayne Wade would have to sit out and stuff, he would hold those games down. He would be dropping 30 sometimes. So like,
yeah.
But how much is he getting paid?
Bosh puts up the points. He just doesn't carry a team well because he didn't do that well.
That was a carry the team.
He did that with Toronto.
Yeah, that's why they weren't going nowhere.
But no, didn't he get like $100 million contract or something?
He got a max contract for his
contract. I think he got paid like $140.
They should have let his ass go to Houston and just went on with it.
He didn't want to go to Houston. He said he wanted to stay. He said he didn't want to leave just because LeBron left.
He's $118 million over 5 years.
He's still a good team though. I mean, they still a good team. I think they just been so used to being in the playoffs that they not really taking this regular season that serious. I think that's just honestly what it is.
What's their record right now?
They probably 8 for 6.
The Heat?
Yeah, they're under 500.
18-19, I think.
Yeah.
They probably 8th or 7th seed, but they know when to turn it up though.
I agree. It's the reason is Wade gonna make that stride.
I think Wade. When the games count, as you've seen when they went up against the Cavs, I think that was probably like their only meaningful game this season. He'll show up.
Miami is 14-19 this year.
Oh, they're 14.
They're 6-12 at home.
God damn.
So they're losing most of their games at home. That's gonna be big in the playoffs, especially if they can't win at home.
The reason why I think LeBron and Miami worked out was Dwayne Wade knew he was on the decline of his career. He could take those minutes out of his time and let LeBron show out. Kyrie can't do that. He's holding Kyrie back, honestly.
Yeah, I honestly think he is. Yeah, he is. Because again, Kyrie Irving is learning to be a better point guard, and you can't do that if you don't have the ball in your hand.
Right.
He's not going to be. It's just like, look at John Wall. You see John Wall, all of a sudden he's starting to like peak because they're giving him the ball, whereas Kyrie, he got some talent around him now finally, but he don't have the ball because LeBron has to have the ball all the time. So that's why he's kind of taking a step back.
Kyrie's still getting his 20 and sometimes 30 points a game though.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it as well. It's not as
often.
Like the perfect example was that Heat game, because that Heat game you could see the confusion between the whole team, and you could see when LeBron was gone, Kyrie was more in charge, in command. He was calling the plays, he was pointing people to their spots and things like that. Right. When LeBron was in, he had nothing to do. He wasn't involved at all.
Right.
So I think LeBron's going to have to change his game for them to be better.
LeBron got to play off ball if they want to have success.
Yeah, he has to, and he should. I thought that's why he came to Cleveland.
He has to let Kyrie control the team. Like Kyrie's not in control of the team right now. That's LeBron's team, and everybody knows that.
Was he didn't have the ball. He always had to have the ball. Wasn't that one of his complaints leaving Cleveland? Was that he had to do everything? Now you don't have to do everything.
Yeah.
Sit back and play off ball.
Yeah, Kyrie's averaging 20.9 points a game, so that's pretty much what he averaged last year. The only thing that's really went down is his rebounds a little bit and his assists.
Yeah, see.
That's it. But he only went down by 1. But I mean, and he's
Who, LeBron?
No,
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Okay.
Like, he's still getting like the same numbers he did last year, but that's
Yeah, Kyrie gonna get his numbers. He gonna get his.
I think. I don't know. I agree with Michael on that though, because he did leave because he did literally have to do everything in Cleveland. Now he doesn't really have to because he has more of a supporting cast. Because, I don't know, man. That's a crazy thing. I think when playoff time comes around, that's when their true test is going to be. Because this is it's kind of how it sort of was for Miami, but at the same time it wasn't because they was all established and they knew what roles they had to play.
All right. These young guys, they gotta find their roles and understand what the roles.
And they got their egos too, and they don't want to.
Take them a year, but it all depends on if LeBron wants to, try it again. Because the East ain't gonna get East may not look that good, but the teams they getting better. Washington they coming up. The Bulls, if D Rose stays healthy, which I think he's been playing the last few weeks or like the last couple.
Yeah,
weeks,
he's been.
But they always a challenge.
Plus Jimmy Butler too is playing better.
Yeah, so the Bulls is on the rise. LeBron, the Cavs ain't got that much time to waste. I mean, LeBron ain't got that much time to waste, I should say, because like the East, they slowly coming.
I think the Bulls always been a top team though.
Yeah, the Bulls is up there. Yeah. Even if D Rose is there, it puts them over the hill. But
ever since he won MVP, they was a top team. They when he went down, they seeds went down, but every time they would play against somebody in the playoffs, that'd be a challenge. Like,
they missing offense. That's what D Rose come in.
Right.
Kyrie can't hold D Rose.
No, yeah,
That's his Achilles heel. His defense isn't that great.
Who, Derrick Rose? Oh yeah, I ain't saying
Kyrie's defense not that great either.
Yeah. He's the new generation of score first point guards. Like that's kind of
the
only person who's actually trying to I guess mold himself to not just be that a little bit is Russell Westbrook, but that's a different story.
All right, we're talking about the good teams. Let's talk about one of these bad teams. I'm looking at the Knicks record right now. They are 5-30, and they have lost the last 10 games in a row. How?
Oh, Abel, everybody else from New York. Oh, man.
They know what they doing.
I don't get why Melo went back there. Melo should have went to Chicago.
Money, come on. They gave him all that money.
He got paid.
He should have went to Chicago. He could have got 5-30.
I've said this about Melo since he got, started to get in trouble in Denver. That boy don't care about winning. He really don't.
They're 3-14. They are 3-14 at home.
He wants to be a star. He wants to be paid. He don't care about winning.
To be honest, I feel they need to get rid of him and just start over because it was kind of good when they got Amari, Chauncey Billups, and all them. Like I was like, okay.
Yeah, when they had all them and J.R. Smith was playing good, they had a good team, and now they're not making the playoffs in the Eastern Down Conference. Like Miami's 14-19, they're the number 8 seed.
Even the worst team in the worst team in the West could make it in the Eastern Conference.
That's because they tanking, man. That's because the Knicks are tanking, man. They know what they doing. They got to pick. Once I found out they had a pick this year, I'm like, oh, well, that explains it because now they tanking.
But who are you gonna get?
I mean,
I know y'all hold all this cap space, but who wants to come?
The only people I see they could even try and get the people all 10 of the people playing in Kentucky.
I wouldn't even want to be Melo's teammate. Like you're not gonna get the
ball.
You're not gonna get the ball from him.
Give me the ball and get the hell out the way. Don't nobody else on that team even average like over 15 points.
They gonna have the cap. They have the cap space. It's the Garden, but they have probably maybe a top 5 pick.
Right.
I mean they got to get rid of Derek Fisher though. I don't know why they made him the coach.
Derek Fisher.
Well, they made him the coach because Phil Jackson became the owner.
I know why they made him the coach, but I mean Derek Fisher is not that dude right now. Everybody can't.
I don't think anybody can save that team. Right now.
But if you're gonna tank, don't make it this down obvious though. They're 5-30.
Nobody else on that team.
They're only one game ahead. They're only one game above the 76ers, who are 4-27.
The Knicks are not, honestly, you look at they not. I mean, they got some players on there. They're not this bad unless it's the coaches before they tanking.
I don't get how you can't make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference when you can be in the 8th or 7th seed with a losing record.
And they talking about sitting Carmelo down for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's not. He's a curse to that team right now. Him and J.R. Smith.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't, honestly, like I said this a few years ago. I said the Knicks was a better team before Carmelo even went there. They was winning games. Amari was in a race for MVP. I feel like he just came over and messed up everything for Amari. Amari just said F it.
Yeah, because that's when he got off of that Phoenix run that he had with Nash and them.
Yep.
So he was still good, but we all know what happened to Amari. Like, them back injuries, that's what went down on him. But all I'm saying is that nobody else on this team averages over 14 points. So and the only other player is Tim Hardaway Jr. He's all right. J.R. Smith, he's streaky as hell. And then Amon Shumpert, one season he'll average almost 15, so next season he'll average like 8 or 9.
I remember seeing this article. Melo got mad at Tim Hardaway Jr. because he told him that he needs to pass the ball. He threatened to kill him, beat him up, and Melo is that self-confident.
He don't care. He just wants the ball. All he cares about is that ball going through the hoop out of his hands. That's it. Getting paid for it. That's it.
Speaking of getting paid shooting the ball, Byron Scott told Kobe he needs to shoot more. Now, we were talking about this. How the hell are you going to shoot more when you're going 8 for 30?
That was one game.
And he told him that after that game. What does he need to do? Go 10 for 45?
He'll score 30 or 40 points.
He'll have 30 points taking 45 shots. That's...
The Lakers season is lost. Byron Scott just trying to save his job. He don't want to be, I mean, I don't think they're gonna blame Byron. I don't think they're gonna blame Byron Scott at all. On how they was blaming Dan Antonio and stuff like that. But that season is lost. It was a black flag when it was a red flag when Julius Randle went down that first game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't expect them to be as bad as they are because they got players, man. It's not like they ain't got, they not that. I mean, I guess they are in the West, so maybe they are that bad.
Pickup in free agency. They were talking about LeBron, Carmelo. They picked up Jeremy Lin.
They can't pick up. The Lakers have never been. Well, I ain't gonna say they've never been good at free agency, but lately they haven't. If you look at the last 10 years, they honestly haven't picked anybody through free agency.
Yeah.
They always made like a trade here and there. When they got Paul Gasol, it was through a trade.
Yeah, that was a great trade. That was beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean,
for real, I wouldn't tell Kobe to shoot more. I told him to chill out. Because if you plan on playing, then don't get yourself hurt. Because we ain't going nowhere. So you shooting more ain't gonna help. Because there's no possible way that they're gonna go on such a significant run that they're gonna be able to make the 8th seed.
To be honest, actually, not to cut you off there, but I actually have this article that I found, and I didn't find it now, but because it was something about MJ. He said MJ told Kobe, he said go get Karl Malone. So I think that's really all. Here, I'm gonna post it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is he trying to pass Malone and Kareem now? What is Kobe trying to do?
He not catching them. He down so he catching Kareem.
I mean, that's all he has.
It's possible. Prodigy, he did the math. I think I was in that party. He said he did the math on all that. He had to average like 25 points every season.
But how many more seasons?
4? Like 2 or maybe 3.
He not catching Kareem. He ain't catching Kareem.
I ain't saying he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
If for him to catch Kareem, he'd have to pay 4 more seasons, I think. I don't know if he's gonna pay 4 more. Yeah.
What you say?
And that's it.
I said when that contract is up, Kobe's done. I can't see him playing at that contract.
Maybe Kobe said he ain't gonna stop playing until he feels that he can't compete with the younger people of today.
Well, that's the thing, though. Who's going to sign him, though? Because I don't think the Lakers are going to sign him to another contract.
Nah, he's the only reason you go to watch a Lakers game. I think they will resign him.
That'd be crazy if they did.
Not for that money. They might throw him an offer, but they ain't gonna overpay him like they did.
Right, you getting paid like $30 million.
You getting paid $30 million a year.
Yeah, he nobody else on that team makes over $10 million, I think.
And that's why they losing, because he's not willing to, he's not willing to take that pay cut.
You got that right. But he also know that his career winding down at the same time, so he getting all the money he can.
I mean, I ain't blaming him. He getting paid.
Uh,
But, I mean, if he was still trying to catch that 6th ring, he was always trying to catch Jordan.
He could have, but man, it didn't work out. I think to be honest, I think the person who can catch him is probably the Spurs. I think they probably got like one more in them, maybe, just maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
I want to talk about this Boston Celtics team. Rondo returned there last night, and he dropped 30 or 29 points. We'll call it 30.
Ooh.
29 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Oh, that's not new.
This man shot 5 for 7 from 3 though. That was his career high at Rondo. Making threes, he made 5 threes and shot 7 attempts. Those were his career highs on both of those.
They were talking. They said when he was injured, they said that's all he was working on, because when you like have leg ACL injuries, like you can't be driving to the hoop and working on nothing really. So they just said he was in the gym just shooting.
I can't stand Rondo.
He called out the Eastern Conference too. He said defense was optional in the Eastern Conference, so now he actually has to play.
That's why I can't stand Rondo.
Why?
I mean, because I've been a D-Wade fan. They was going at it, that first few years, and Rondo always coming at my boys, and they didn't want to shake hands after the game, and he want to be like KG. He want to go to the locker room. He don't want to show no respect. Forget Rondo.
Hey, he was the only person dogging the hell out of the Heat, though.
If Rondo keeps playing like he did against the Celtics last night, the Mavericks could do something. I'm not saying they're going to the championship. I'm not saying they're going to the championship, but if he plays the way he does, they can make it somewhere in the playoffs.
They can make a push. They actually got a decent roster.
Yeah.
Depending on who they face in that first round, I can't see them getting past out of the first or second round. That backcourt is just too small.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing is because the Western Conference is so loaded. If the Mavericks were in the East with this team,
man,
they would be in the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
Yeah, they'd make a run, but they so small. I mean, that backcourt is just too small in the West. I mean, Monte and Rondo, I don't know.
Yeah, but they're fast though. Like they'll get to the ball. Like
he got them shooters to set up too.
Yeah, that's Rondo's dream right there. They literally
he got them shooters. He got 3.
Yeah. But I think Monte Ellis, he doing where he averaging like 20 something a game.
He should make it to the All-Star weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah, he should work with Dirk on his slight decline, because he only averaging like 17 points a game, I think, something like that.
Yeah, Dirk's come down, but no, they could do. I mean, they could do damage. I mean, last year they pushed. Didn't they push San Antonio last year in their first round?
Yeah,
7 games. I was at game 6.
Yeah, them and OKC led them to 7 games.
Yep.
I mean, so they can still do it. I mean, I do agree they're too small, probably overall, because they don't really have that much depth in the front line. But they can make some people worry.
Mm-hmm. And then also you got to worry about, because OKC, they about to crack open the 8th seed too.
Oh yeah, okay.
They just got to 500 in wins.
Yep. They're 17-17 right now. Yeah. My thing is, they're killing me with OKC because I'm an OKC fan. I don't understand I guess it was when Durant and Westbrook were out, because we're 10-7 at home. Like that is not normal. We should be
when they was out, they was getting destroyed. Everybody was praying for them to come back. When they came back,
they should be like, if they were both Celtics, they'd be like 15-2 at home.
This season would be a totally different story for them if they were both healthy from the jump.
Yeah. So they about to be playing against the best people once the playoffs come, almost. Unless everybody just starts losing games to the East, but I don't see that happening.
All right, y'all want to talk about Golden State or Atlanta right now?
It's your choice.
You can talk about either.
They're both
going to be on top at the end
of
the season. So.
Yeah, they're both number 1 in their respective conferences right now.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Atlanta, because Atlanta, they're usually I don't see how they're first right now because they're usually an 8 seed, 7 seed, somewhere around there.
Atlanta's first?
They're first
Yeah, they're
right now. They
first.
overtook Toronto last night. They're 24-8. They're a half game ahead of Toronto.
Let me go check. I haven't paid that much attention to the NBA standings. Cause those don't really matter to me.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking at it right now, but Jeff Teague must be balling because I haven't even been paying attention, but he must be up there.
24-8. Okay, you know what? They had honestly they could have made a little run last year if Al Horford was playing.
Yeah.
I think they honestly could have went to the who did they have first round?
Pacers.
I mean, when did they play Indiana? Was that the second round or the first round of the playoffs?
That was the first round. They took them to 7 games.
Okay.
Oh wow, 7.
Atlanta, you know they got a little squad. They might be that sleeper team.
They're gonna fall off.
The only problem is that if they play like the way they are right now, they'll be playing Miami in the first round. So
who gonna guard D Wade? Yeah.
Who gonna guard Wade though? That's the thing.
Corver? Nah. Nah.
Jeff Teague he'll just post up Jeff Teague.
He's doing his thing a little bit. He had about 17 points, 7 assists. Okay.
Honestly, I think they're benefiting over the fact that all the other teams are adjusting. Cleveland's adjusting. Miami's adjusting. You know, Washington added some new pieces. They're adjusting. Everybody else is adjusting. I think after All-Star break, they're gonna fall off so.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna finish number 1, nothing like that. Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna finish any higher than 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, it's a nice story. It's a nice start. Yeah, I mean, they can applause, but it's not gonna last for long.
Yeah, because that's sort of how it was for Brooklyn, even though they was trash at first.
And remember Portland last year, how they were like just running all over the place in the beginning of the year. And
Indiana, everybody was praising about them. They was like they had like a record like Golden State, dude. Like they was undefeated for a minute, and then.
Right. And honestly, in the East, your record don't matter. It's all about the matchups.
Yeah.
It really is about the matchups. You don't need to be on top.
You got 3 people right now are either 500 or below, or 3 teams. The Bucks, the Nets, and the Heat, 6th, 7th, and 8th seed. So.
I hope they do that because that's crazy when you be having teams that are under 500 and they be making it to the playoffs. So if Miami,
that's the East, though.
I know they need to get better though, because that's sad. Because
I think if the season ended the way it would be now,
Miami would
Toronto and Atlanta would be out. Toronto probably would make. I don't know. They could beat Brooklyn probably.
Right.
But I could see Miami actually upsetting Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't really.
Milwaukee would get dumped 4-0. Chicago would destroy them.
Yeah.
You know, the only good series we'd have would be Cleveland, Washington.
Yeah, I already know that. If Milwaukee stays in the
if they had
destroy it.
If they had Jabari Parker still, but he got hurt.
I don't even think if Parker was there, they'd be able to. That
They
defense, Chicago's defense.
They might win 1 game, but
in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I didn't even want them to make the playoffs this year. I wanted them to tank, but I mean, my Bucks. I think we need one more good player out of the next
They need to
draft.
get another point guard.
I don't know. I know if Milwaukee plays against Chicago, I don't know who's gonna guard Derrick Rose or Jimmy Butler. That's
Oh yeah. They not. I'm not. Yeah, they wouldn't win. I mean, you know what?
Who's gonna go?
Been so unpredictable.
All that. Nah.
Yeah.
This Buck squad been so unpredictable. I don't know. It all depends on who they play against.
Brandon Knight. Yeah,
I can't stand Brandon Knight, man.
I think he's the most clumsiest player I ever seen. Aside from
he forcing it. He trying to do way too much. You know, and he in his contract year, so he trying to get paid next year. I understand what he's trying to do, but he just he doesn't operate the basketball court like you want him to do for a point guard. He's not. Yeah. He don't put players in position. He don't do none of that. I mean, I'd rather have Kendall Marshall starting over Brandon Knight. I mean, he can drop points, but he take bad shots sometimes. Like he'll come down and heat check after he makes one shot.
Remember, you see that play where he got a step back and then he just gave up or something and then he tried to pass it and threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, see, use on Shaq the Fool for that, man. He just be. I don't know, man. I don't like him as a point. He reminds me of Brandon Knight.
He's the new.
He reminds me of Brandon Jennings. Yeah, that's what he reminded me of. At least this year.
He's the new norm of score first point guards.
But we don't need that. I mean, I don't understand where this is even coming from because he wasn't even doing that last year.
Right.
But then again, he was injured last year, so I don't know.
Ever since Kyrie Irving broke him off in the All-Star game, he tried to be different.
Man, I don't know what Brandon Knight doing. I don't know what's on his mind, but he gotta. I mean, they might try to re-sign him, you know, because he having one of them years like when we had re-signed Mo Williams. You know, he had one of them breakout years, and then we re-signed him.
Yeah.
So I won't be surprised if they try to re-sign him, but I wouldn't keep him.
Check this out though. He leads the team in points per game, assists, which should be a gimme since he's the point guard, and steals. So that's crazy.
That's because he take all the shots.
Yeah. Yep. That's that score first point guard.
It's gonna be Jabari and Giannis soon. It's gonna be about those two soon. That's why I would have wished that they would have tanked because then we could, you know, gotten another decent player. Especially it look like next draft is gonna be decent.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want us to be. I don't want us to go back in that pattern where we fighting for a playoff seed just so we can get put out. I never understood that before. We did good last year tanking. I was like, good. I was supposed to tank. But I mean, with the team being in jeopardy, with the team being in jeopardy in the city, I mean, I guess they're trying to win so they can keep the team in Milwaukee for the so that the residents and stuff like that wouldn't mind paying the tax. Cause they're supposed to build a new arena within, I think, by year 2017 or something like that. They're supposed to have a new arena because if they don't, then they'll be leaving. And they were saying that they might go to Seattle, so they trying to. I can see them trying to win because the way that they marketed the team this year, we got commercials and shit now for the Bucks. We ain't never had commercials for the Bucks. Yeah, Jason Kidd doing all types of stuff. I mean, with the new ownership coming in, so I guess they trying their hardest to keep the team. They trying their hardest to keep the team in the city, but I just wish that they not fighting just to lose in the first round. I never understood that.
Well, if they were to not make the playoffs, who do you want them to get?
I mean, if they don't, it look like they're gonna be, like 15 pick or something like that. I don't know what's really going on in college basketball like that. I rarely watch college basketball. I rarely watch any college sports at all. So when they fall in like the mid to late lottery, you don't really.
It's possible because Kentucky's squad right now, like all 10 of their players on their
yeah, that's an NBA team.
Yeah, they play in spurts. Like they'll put 5 players in, then bring 5 players out. Like they're destroying folks right now. So who they destroyed? Like they destroyed somebody. I think it was UCLA.
Louisville. No, they beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, Louisville and UCLA. They utterly destroyed them. And then I remember when people were saying that they could probably beat the 76ers. And
they say they're better than the 76ers. Which
maybe. Who knows? That's bold, though, that you can compare them to it, because it's not even like that they just playing either. But I to be honest, if they did play them, I don't think they'd win because, professional to college, that's a completely different level. But
yeah, but let's be honest, Philadelphia's not really professional.
Yeah, they're not.
And they openly say they don't even want to win. Yeah. They like tanking, so.
Yeah, the 76ers they was talking about they was tanking before they even started this season, based on how they drafted.
Yeah, they were mad when the commissioner was like, we need to stop people from doing that. And they were like, nah, don't.
Yeah, they voted against that, yeah.
All right, we'll talk about the Nets and then the Warriors, and then we'll wrap this thing up. The Nets, since they benched Darren Williams, they won 3 straight games with Jared Jack as their starter. He's averaging 20 points and like 7 assists right now. So I don't know, Jared Jack.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Like he's going off, and he's in his later years too. I don't know what got him.
Because I don't know. I don't think they can make a playoff run with them, though.
Well, who's on? Wait, the Nuggets, right? So, what do you say?
No, the Nets.
Nets?
It's the East, so...
Yeah, like I was saying earlier...
right now, they're 7th.
Yeah, they'll play the Raptors in the first round, if it started today.
I think... No, I don't see Brooklyn. I don't see them doing anything. I said this from day one. I said when when the playoffs come around, the only teams that you're really gonna be worried about are Chicago. However, Cleveland moves past the All-Star break. Miami, however, whatever D-Wade and Bosh just come into their own during the All-Star break, and then maybe one or two more teams. But other than that, no one else is really going to be that much of a difference because a lot of people that right now are in these spots right now, they haven't even been in the playoffs a day in their life. So then that's where the experience is going to kick them in the ass, right there.
Yeah, it's pretty sad though that Darren Williams is just sitting on the bench.
He got fat, like you said. He got paid.
Yeah, he's that was the biggest turnaround because he went from being everybody's like star point guard to just being damn near garbage at this point.
All right, the Warriors are 26-5 right now, number one seed in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think they could actually make a playoff run the way everybody's playing. If they pick up Ray Allen too, the way that they were talking about signing Ray Allen, having a veteran on that squad, they could do something.
Right. I'm not. No, I'm Stephen Curry. He's the truth. Klay Thompson. He proved that he deserves his max contract, and you got Iguodala. He'll defend everybody. He can move. He can move the ball. He can handle the ball. He can shoot the rock. He can dunk the rock. And then you got David Lee. Shout out to St. Louis, but you got David Lee. His post moves. He can get it done. And then you got Andrew Bogut who holds his role perfectly. Then that bench, Harrison Barnes. Oh. That's a legit team right there. And then the fact that they're number one in the West, you can't say nothing bad about them because this is the best Western Conference we ever seen.
I do have a question though. If San Antonio and Oklahoma were both healthy from the jump, do you really think they'd be number one?
Probably not. But
They would be number 3. Portland would be moved down. Memphis would be moved down.
I feel the Spurs maybe not because you know how Greg Popovich just likes to rest them on consistent basis. So they may probably lose some games or something. So they probably would be second or first depending. And as for OKC, I don't know because Westbrook he's doing some amazing stuff. So I don't know about that one. But the fact that they're still up there to begin with, I mean, it ain't nothing to laugh at.
No, they're a good spot. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do this playoffs, though.
Playoffs, I think they may, if the let's say, because OKC is about to break past the Pelicans, and then whoever the 8th seed is in the West, they're obviously about to break them. So I say if they played against OKC, I don't know. No, to be honest, because I don't know. If they played against OKC, I feel the Warriors will win because after Durant and Westbrook, literally nobody else on that team. I guess maybe Ibaka sometimes, but nobody else on that team can really do anything. And that's sort of what they're turning into because what Westbrook is too. He's turning into that bailout player where you just give me the ball, and move the fuck out the way. Especially if y'all saw that Christmas game, that's literally how they won that game. Westbrook just give me the ball, layup every time.
Yeah, Westbrook can't be stopped driving to the lane though.
But you can't stop his teammates. So that's when it's gonna come and bite them in the butt like it always do.
We talked about the MVP race for the NFL earlier. Let's just pull an estimate out of who you think is going to win the NBA.
NBA? I think. Well, Westbrook still hasn't played enough games yet to qualify in rankings or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put him up there. Because the way that he's leading this team right now, he should be up there. But you know how they do it. Like if they usually get it by whoever has the best record and then who's the best player on that team. And with them doing it that way, they may have what's his name, Stephen Curry do that if they keep this But I would put James Harden up there because he's doing work. He's averaging like 7 assists a game. Like he's leading the league in scoring, I think.
Yep.
And then I don't know. Yeah, I have to think about the other three though. Yeah, I can give y'all picks.
You're talking about MVP of the NBA?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always seemed like it's too early to tell right now. I had to see like what's going on and like.
Yeah, the main people right now are like Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler's up there for what he's
I
doing.
forgot about my boy.
Gasol.
See, yeah, Jimmy Butler. Hell no. See, it's too early.
What? No,
I wouldn't put him in a conversation. No.
You been seeing Chicago play?
I mean,
but I
MVP
wouldn't
though.
put Jimmy Butler in the MVP because
He's
just
playing better than Derrick Rose.
What if he wins MVP? Can you see him winning the MVP?
I mean, it depends. It depends on their record because if Golden State's the number one seed, they're gonna give it to Stephen Curry.
So if the Bulls
based on record,
if the Bulls went like 65 and like I don't know shit, how many games is it? 82. If they won 65 and like 17, you saying give Jimmy Butler the MVP?
if he played better than Derrick Rose, yeah.
Better than Derrick Rose on that team.
He's doing better at the moment, but
they're
let's
gonna give it to the
not
best.
act like this dude.
They're gonna give it to the best player on the best team.
Hell no, not that time.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Jimmy Butler's not gonna get the MVP.
Jimmy Butler
He's
would
scoring
never,
really
he would
well
never
right
win
now.
MVP.
He's
But,
scoring
yeah.
well. He's rebounding.
And he can play defense.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not having like that spectacular of a season. There's people on worse teams. I mean, hell, Anthony Davis is having a better season than him, playing better than him.
But that's not a bad team, though.
The NBA won't even give it to him. The
But
NBA
they're
won't
not-
give it to him.
They probably
There are
would.
people playing much better. I mean, you just said James Harden, who they're not,
James
as
Harden is
good as
actually
them.
he's actually going off. Aside from his, like, if you don't look at his defense, he's actually doing a lot. Like, I was surprised when I saw he was averaging about 7 assists a
Oh
game.
yeah, they could.
Right,
They
and
could
at
also give
this
it.
point, they're not as good as Chicago. He's having a better season than Jimmy Butler. It's a lot of people having better seasons.
That's
Jimmy
'cause
Butler's having a really good season right now, but I can't put him ahead of people like Harden. I can't put him ahead of people like Curry.
You gotta be a
I'm
superstar.
not ahead of them. Y'all ain't saying he's gonna be ahead of
I mean, Chicago have a 65, win season. It's not going to be because of him. It's going to be because they play damn good defense, and they got really good players, and he's just one of them.
But yeah, that's not taking nothing away from what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's just that the NBA, I can't even like I said, even if they finish strong, I just can't see them. They not gonna give it to somebody that's not a household, superstar type of player. They not gonna do that.
I don't even think it's that. It's just that I don't think he carries the team. And I think he's playing well, but he doesn't. MVP usually is the guy that is the go-to guy on the team. And even though he's scoring the most points, he's not the go-to
If
guy.
my boy Wade then win MVP back in 2009, Jimmy Butler ain't winning MVP.
Oh yeah, he did.
Also, Anthony Davis, he's averaging 23 points and 3 blocks a game too. So.
And Wade outplayed LeBron that year. He still didn't win it. And he a superstar.
Yeah, he was a superstar.
He is.
I don't know, man. Jimmy
Hold up.
Butler,
Let's bring this point back. If you're saying Megatron is washed up, then D Wade's washed up. So,
First off,
I'll just throw that out there.
look.
Oh yeah, we got one more topic before we end this. Let's talk about your little feud with Nick, saying 06 D Wade is better than a prime AI.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
y'all can talk about that.
All right, listen.
Y'all go at it.
One of my guys made a comment that I was like, you know what, I can respect his point of view because he was like, he would pick Wade over AI, but he said if you was talking like longevity, he was talking about somebody that could finish out a career. He said he would pick AI because his health never held him back from games. I was like, I can respect that, but at the same time, yeah, go ahead, put your laptop down. At the same time, 06 Wade was better than any year of AI. Even 09 Wade was better than any year of AI. I said it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this to everybody watching. Kids, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Please don't. Do not.
I feel like now I'm not taking nothing away from AI. AI did his thing. I ain't saying AI busted. He did his thing, but 06 Wade, that playoff Wade, when he went to the playoffs, that playoff run. Don't matter what AI did in 01. The Eastern Conference, my Bucks made it to the Eastern Conference Final that year. My Bucks. I don't want to hear that. and he lost one game to the Lakers. I mean, he won one game to the Lakers and lost the last 4 games. He ain't did nothing since. I don't want to hear about AI.
But at least the AI.
Okay, let me
Yeah. Okay, so this one magical year of Wade surpasses his whole career.
No, I was saying I said Wade's best year is better than any year that if you want to compare AI's best year. AI's best year.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoa.
In 09 Wade averaged.
09 Wade killed. He averaged like 30 points. I remember that. But
yeah, I think he was averaging a block a game. That was like the first time a shooting guard that was his size ever did that. Averaging a block a game.
okay.
I'm sure there's been someone before who's done
He dropped
that.
a few. I think that year I think he dropped a few 50-point games that year in 09.
Oh, okay. But see now look at this. In 05 through 06, because he also said that Dwayne Wade without Shaq could have led that team to the finals.
That year he could have.
Now Detroit was stacked. They won 64 games that year and only lost 18. And then on top of that, you're taking Shaq out of the equation.
Think about the equation.
So where's the size for one? That's what I want to know.
He didn't need size back then. Not that year. 06 Wade's points per game was increasing by each series. Shaq was almost a non-factor that year.
In that playoffs, let me see this. So he says his stats are raising in the postseason, right?
In that Eastern Conference Finals, Wade dropped. Let me see what he dropped that in that series. Wade dropped 26 a game that series.
He only averaged 28 points in the playoffs as a whole, though.
As you talking about the entire playoffs that year? But we looking at. I'm just saying that finals year he dropped. I think the second most points per game since Jordan.
What? What?
I'm talking about in the finals. His average points per game in that series. I think he averaged the second most behind Jordan, which was what? I forgot how much he averaged that in that finals. I know it was like 36, 35, 34. Well, 34.7 points per game in the finals.
But now you're taking Shaq out of the equation because when Shaq came to Miami, he was still in his prime.
That first year.
No, he was still in his prime.
First year.
Shaq gave him that team. He just let him do more.
Shaq gave him the team. Wade led the team to the. Wade led the Heat to the second round his rookie year.
Okay, but
and then the second year they went to the Eastern Conference Final, and then this third year they won the finals.
But you're taking Shaq out of the.
I think that year he could have did it.
You think that he could have done that better than You telling me he could have went to the finals?
Let me go to 01. Let me see what they went up against in 01.
Okay.
Yeah, let me check this out real quick.
Yeah, you might not want to look at the 01 stats.
Let me look at 01. Let me see what they went up against in the playoffs. Let me see. They faced the Pacers first round. Okay.
Reggie Miller.
Well, I think Miller was on the downs. Well, now you know he dropped some points that year. Let me start. Then they faced the Raptors. They won 7 games against the Raptors. Okay. Okay, T-Mac. All right. All I'm saying is, look. all I'm saying is, I don't know. I pick Wade over AI. That's just my thing. I pick Wade over AI. I would put Wade over AI.
You're even going. So you're saying all time too.
All time, I pick
all
Wade over
time
AI.
Shooting guards in the league. You would take.
I take Wade over AI.
Now,
that's interesting.
You're gonna compare AI's team, which was utter doodle.
No, defensively they was good. Defensively they was good.
They had Mutombo. He was on the decline. Okay.
Eric Snow was Hey, they had it defensively. They was a decent team.
Okay, that's all good and fine, but you still have to score points to win a game.
Yeah.
Exactly. But in that team, as far as offense go, he was literally the only player on that team. Like, I think the only other person he had was like Eric Snow or something like that. He couldn't do nothing.
That dude had to be the point guard. He had to be the scorer.
Shooting
He had
guard,
to do everything.
yes.
He had to score 30 and dish out 8.
He had to get put back dunks too. He's getting put back dunks at like 6 foot, like he's dunking over big men. So, and you're gonna say D Wade, 06, flashy, amazing, put my body on the line. D Wade,
Flash.
What? No.
That Wade was a beast, dog. I don't care. That Wade.
You gotta take Shaq out of that
monster.
way too. You got it so that it's like there's not like
you gotta really. The thing I'd say the Shaq equation helps is that, Wade didn't play that whole season. He played 50 games.
Yes. So
Shaq had to carry him to the playoffs. Somebody had to take him to the playoffs. It wasn't Wade taking him because he ain't played the whole season.
What seed did they get?
They got like second.
years.
They was like second.
I'm pretty sure they were second seed.
So they would have been like a 5th seed without Shaq.
Yeah, because Detroit was stacked that year too. So
before Shaq, he wasn't going to the playoffs.
He was. They went to the second round his rookie year.
They were barely going to the playoffs. They were having losing records. I remember before they got Shaq, they were having a losing record.
With D Wade out and Shaq not being there, they're not going to make that playoffs if you only play 50 games.
Like who's like? And the thing is,
let me see the standings that year. Hold on.
The standings this year, that year in 05 and 06, it was Detroit, Miami, and this is in order: Detroit, Miami, New Jersey, Cleveland, Washington, Indiana, Chicago, and Milwaukee. Now,
they won 52. They won 52 games that year.
They did, but like
I think they would have still made the playoffs.
They would have made the playoffs, but you're saying that they could lead them to the finals. You saying the way the
Oh yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly, because they did it. His rookie year, they went to the second round.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure by his third year, if Shaq was not there by his third year, he would have got over
by himself to the finals.
I think so.
And that everything that he is doing is better than AI. Period.
I'm not, like I said, I would pick Wade. It's not like they miles ahead of each other. But I would still pick Wade. Wade to me was just I don't know. You got to watch him, man. That Wade was just I don't know.
Dude, I would put Dwayne Wade at top 10, but I don't even think I'm a little.
Give Wade somebody to help him out, and okay. He's not going to carry a team by himself because he's proven
he carried it in the finals
that he can't carry a team by himself.
He carried
he played the best out of the team.
If you watch that final series,
but let's not act like Shaq was in
that final series,
nobody was there.
Alonzo Mourning played more of a role than Shaq in that final series. Wade took over them. They was down 0-2. To the Mavericks in Game 3. I think they was down by like 16 points with like 6 minutes to go in that game. Wade took over. It says Game 3.
I'm not questioning.
I'm not disputing that he had a great finals. But he wouldn't have got there without the other pieces.
You couldn't lead because Shaq that year he was average. Dwayne Wade only averaged 7 more points than Shaq that whole season, and then on top of that he played less. He missed a couple of games, and then. One, you're taking away Shaq's size for one. Shaq
wasn't the same Shaq, man.
But I'm just saying, hasn't history proven to us already that without someone else around, Wade can't make the finals? Because we've seen this happen twice.
I think he just ran into some juggernauts. Later on, especially in 2009 when he won against the Boston Celtics. They lost to the Celtics in I think that was out of 6 games or 7 games or something like that first round. In 2009.
He proved that he couldn't do it on his own.
And then they lost to the Hawks in Game 7. But he had it. Let me see. 2009, he had what? I think that was Beasley and Chalmers rookie year. We ain't had nobody. That team was ass.
Any team right now, any team at that time is better than AI's team.
I don't know. I think y'all discrediting that team. I don't know.
It is. AI's team is what's horrible.
It wasn't that bad. I think that Cavaliers team. I think that Cavs team was probably the worst team to go to the finals.
The Cavs?
The Cavs team, no.
The Cavs will destroy AI's team.
Because at least they had, they had Booz in his prime where he actually was a decent player.
Yeah.
They had some decent players on that team, so nah.
And then especially from an offensive standpoint, you weren't scared of AI. I mean, you weren't scared of Philadelphia. You were scared of AI.
They didn't even have Boozer that year. They went to the finals. He had Drew Gooden.
Read the roster. you gonna tell me that the D Wade was placed on that team? He could lead them to the finals.
What? Which will?
Put D Wade, 06 D Wade on AI's team. He could lead them to the finals.
I think he could. I don't know, but then again, I don't know.
Man, I'm just saying. I
don't know.
That would not.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I would pick Wade over AI any day. Any day.
Accounting to what? Like what? The rings?
I'm just talking about career. It ain't even about the rings, because you put the rings into the conversation. That makes it even easier for me to even choose Wade. No matter if he had a team or not.
That was
AI had a team with Carmelo. Was that not a good team?
You had two people who could score on the same team.
I don't even think they got past the first round.
I don't think they did either. But that
was when Carmelo was like pissing everybody off too.
Yeah.
Because George Karl could not stand.
Because AI also, he always averaged at least over 6 or 7 assists his entire career, so it wasn't like he wasn't even passing the ball.
All right, so this is the 2000. What is it, 2001?
Yeah. I don't think they have like the 2000 to 2001. I think it just goes like 2001.
No, I see it because they have it listed on Wikipedia.
There you go. Okay.
So the starting lineup for that team was Dikembe Mutombo.
Defense.
Tyrone Hill, George Lynch, Allen Iverson, and Eric Snow. His bench was Matt Geiger, Jermaine Jones, Raja Bell, Aaron McKee, Todd McCullough, Rodney Buford, and Kevin Ollie. That was what he worked with. That's the team that he carried. That's the team he won 56 games with.
And he got MVP that year. He got MVP that year, didn't he?
He should have. He should
have got every award possible.
He had 31.1 points a game. He should have.
If that would have been criminal.
Did Shaq win it, or who won it that year? Allen Iverson won it that year, right? Yeah, I think he did win it that year. I'm pretty sure he did.
As far as him winning.
All right, now this is what D Wade had to work with that year that he's so amazing.
Go ahead, tell me.
He had Shaq, Udonis Haslem, Antoine Walker, Wade. Hold on, you're talking about people who were scoring 15, 20 points.
Antoine Walker was
playing. He scored. I dare say he wasn't ass at that point.
Antoine Walker. Oh,
but hold on. Let me finish. It was D Wade, and then he had Jason Williams. He had Alonzo Mourning, James Posey, Derek Anderson, and Gary Payton on the bench.
Gary Payton,
Wayne Simeon, and Shannon Anderson. He had all of them players. That's a much more talented
Gary Payton
team.
that year was
and
done.
they won less games than Iverson won with a less talented team.
That Gary Payton is better than anybody that AI had.
Nah, Gary Payton was. Gary Payton was done when he went to the Lakers.
Keep that in mind. You won 52 games compared to Iverson winning 56 with the garbage that he was on in 2001.
Offense that he had.
Because could nobody score on that team.
You look at that series, that final series, they down near collapsed because that team could not score. They could not score.
Exactly. How are you gonna win without?
I'm talking about my Wade team. I'm talking about my 06 team.
06.
We could not score. Until Wade took over.
Would have let them there. Like they wouldn't be there.
I think honestly. I mean, it's hard to say if he would have led them there because anything could happen. But I think that.
Okay, so
he could have led them there.
18 during the finals, so somebody was scoring. Antoine Walker's averaged 13. Somebody else was scoring.
You gotta look at that Mavs. Look what the Mavs was doing. The Mavs was deep that year.
I'm not saying that team was bad, and I'm not saying, but that's the thing. Your team was good.
They weren't that good.
Team, and Pat Riley.
Once we got to the finals, I don't know what happened with that team.
But your team played well. You were well coached, and Wade had a hell of a series. I'm not disputing that Wade didn't have a hell of a series. You're trying to say that for that year, though, Wade was better than Iverson. You can't say that because he had that finals alone.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying overall, I would pick Wade
No, I would. You know, shooting guards I would take over. What's his name? Dwayne Wade.
Oh, tell me.
Okay, obviously the big two I know.
Of course, Jordan. Of course.
Kobe and
Jordan, Kobe.
Hell no. Fuck that.
AI.
I don't want to get into that Kobe. All right, I'll let you
AI.
slide with Kobe. Go ahead, Kobe.
T-Mac.
Who?
T-Mac.
Would you consider T-Mac a 2 or a 3?
He's a 2, but he's 6'8" at the same time.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with AI being a 2. Like AI could really play point guard, but it's the same thing.
I wouldn't pick T-Mac over Wade though.
I probably wouldn't either, but then at the same time, T-Mac was one of those people where injuries just got the best of him. But I know for a fact that I don't think T-Mac could lead a team to the finals. I already know that part.
T-Mac couldn't even get out the first round by himself.
I know. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. He had the super team with Yao Ming. He
went down that year. I think that year that they actually won.
Yeah, they lost to LA. Yeah, they lost to them.
Yep.
But I would take Jerry West over Dwayne Wade. I would take who else? Cause like that's the logo right there. I would take. I wouldn't take George Gervin. I didn't really. But Clyde Drexler. I would take the Glide over Dwayne Wade. Clyde Drexler, the Glide. I would take him over Dwayne Wade. Sam Jones. Definitely take him over Dwayne Wade. And then AI. Like I can't put Dwayne Wade. Like he's probably top 10, but I can't put him at top 5 really. It's a 50-50 thing.
All right, man. Let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
We're
wrap this
about
up.
an hour and 20-minute mark. I'm gonna let everybody can say their last sentence. There's 2. So yeah, y'all say what you want to say, and then we get out of here.
All right, everybody. You know, kids smoking crack, but it's all good.
He said cocaine is one hell of a job. Thanks for having me on, Will. You know.
Yeah, this ain't nothing. All right, let's. Kid, you got anything extra? Besides,
I ain't got nothing else to say right now.
All right, man. We'll be back here same time next week, 6 p.m. Eastern. Then I'll catch up with you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.